And welcome to another live stream watch long reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Jamaica versus Panama in the 2024 CONCACAF Nations League third place game. Jamaica versus Panama. I'll also be eating during the stream as well. Great timing, right? With that being said, Jamaica in goal, we got Andre Blake. The back three, Deshaun Bernard, Michael Hector, Joel Atibaudiere, Greg Lee, Dexter Lambixa, Damian Lowe, Casey Palmer in the midfield, Damari Gray, Shamar, Bobby Reed up top. For Panama in goal, we got Orlando Mosquera, the back four, Cordoba, Ramos, Miller, Anderson, the midfield for Rodriguez, Alberto Carrasquilla, Andres Andrade, Anibal Godoy, front two of Jose Fajardo and Cecilio Waterman. So there we go. Tori Penso is the referee for the match tonight. We're on our way. Jamaica wearing their black jerseys. Did you see France lose to Germany? No, I did not. Wait, no, I heard about it. That was yesterday, but I didn't watch the game, of course. Panama wearing white, Jamaica wearing black. It's a crab cake. Unless you're eating a salad. And we're off. You know what would make the stream better? A mukbang. It's the third place match nobody really cares about besides the Jamaicans and Panamanians. What makes the stream better? A mukbang. I said it was possible. And they've kicked off 30 seconds in. Put some cheese and some French fried onions on there too. It's good. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a tomato. Leagues Cup 2024 is in the summer. Yep. I think one of the last times I ate on stream, was it a third place match as well? I think that's a tomato. Whatever. Timing didn't lend itself well, so here we are. It's a good crab cake, though. Panama playing forward. Because I'm a CONCACAF channel captain, that's why. That's why I'm covering it. Because I ended up eating dinner on stream. That's why. Timing worked out. Sometimes it happens. Barely empty. See how empty the stadium is? Only people like us watch this game if we're not Jamaican or Panamanian. That's the point. Back to the back of Panama. I've never eaten at Five Guys before, no. Plays it back, Andre Blake. Jamaica's playing a little bit weird. 12% possession only. Damn, Latibaudiere. That's sad. Almost beat the U.S. Bottle it, and I guess they're just broken. I mean, I guess that makes sense considering, you know, the way they blew it to the U.S. Of course they're probably broken in the head. Yeah, it's a test event for the World Cup, just like the Copa is. I don't know. I think the guests are going to make the Gold Cup awesome, especially if they don't win. Who can? They probably will. Who can? I think the Gold Cup's going to reside outside of North America for the first time ever after next summer. If it's Italy, I won't complain as much, or Japan. I know it's shocking. I rooted for the U.S. women's national team when they played Brazil a couple of weeks ago. I watched the Gold Cup. Leagues Cup's a test event too for the World Cup. No. I'm not a Chick-fil-A guy. I like their waffle fries though. I don't think I've ever. Well, that's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. 5th minute. Yeah, Jamaica doesn't look too good, I got to say. It looks like Panama is really controlling this game so far. Like, Panama came to play. Jamaica, on the other hand, feel like they're brain broken. Which, I mean, I guess the way they lost the game to the USA, it totally makes sense. In behind. Shot past the post. Andre Blake's going to have to save Jamaica's ass. You heard it here first. Heard it here first. Andre Blake's going to have to save Jamaica's ass. Sort of, yeah. I would agree with that. Six minutes in, 0-0, settle. Panama contra Jamaica. First time they've meeting in a third-place match. Oh, by the way, next March we have another Nations League final. During the fall, we have Nations League group stages. And in November, we have another quarterfinal in the Nations League before Thanksgiving. Yeah. Canada will probably get another bye to the quarters. They probably won't have to play the group stage. Hopefully this time, well, I think the only thing that might be different about the Nations League for 24-25 is the fact there's no repechaje. That was probably just a one-time thing. That was probably just a one-time thing for the Copa. Which is, I guess, is why they didn't brand it anything differently than Nations League. Or maybe, I don't know. Or maybe they branded it that because they're going to keep the repechaje for no reason. I wouldn't think so, but, you know. 8th minute. But yes, next March we'll have another Nations League final. 4. Hopefully Canada's back there, wherever the hell they hold it. Will we probably play the third place match? Well, it depends. Let's see how they play at the Copa, and then I'll make a decision. But Canada will have friendlies this fall, post-Copa, pre-Nations League quarters. I mean, they wouldn't be signing up for friendlies if they didn't know they were getting a bye. So they're getting a bye again. Because they got friendlies in September and October. So against the USA and Mexico, too. That may not be a good week at all. Your teams are going to be in every tournament this summer. Canada and Copa America, TFC Leagues Cup, Italy and the Euros, Canada and the Olympics. That's why I said it was best summer ever 2K24. That's why I said that. See, best summer ever 2K24. Now, does it mean we're going to win anything? Probably not. But if we get deep, the vibes will be amazing. And if only, and I'm just praying, maybe Mississippi State baseball is returning to form and they're going to be in Omaha as well. That's the one thing I need. That's a cherry on top. I need to know. I need State in Omaha again. They probably won't win, but, you know. We did get ranked after we beat LSU. Yeah, we're probably dropping out after losing the series to TAMU, but it doesn't matter, doesn't it? How the hell do we lose the series to TAMU after curb stomping LSU? Whatever. It makes no sense. I agree with that. Vasquez and Quinones are fine to play. Good. That's good news for Mexico. Now start Jimenez. I saw the TUDNA possible lineup, and I'm like, well, Blitzo sent it to me. And I'm like, Henry Martin at striker, not Santi. Oh, Lord, if TUDNA's right. I'm not happy about it. I want a great game. Yeah, am I rooting for the U.S.? Am I going to be wearing a U.S. jersey in that situation? I should say wearing a U.S. jersey. I wouldn't say rooting. I'll be wearing a U.S. jersey during the stream and review. I mean, they're defending two-time champions. I just want a good game. I just want a good game. 0-0, 10 minutes in. That stadium's legit so empty. Again, what'd you expect? Do you like the final round format for CONCACAF? Talk about Nations League? We've done this 3 times already, and I thought it's been pretty fun. Jimenez is not starting. Oh, God. What the hell did he do? What does Henry Martin have on Jimmy? Or did Santi, I don't know. I meant World Cup qualifiers. 4-8-12, 2-4-6-8. 4-8-12. It's 3 groups of 4. Home and away. Not home and away. It's one. I think it's 3 games each. Or is it home and away? Either way, top team makes it to the World Cup. 2 of the second best teams go to the playoff. I like it. It's simple. The World Cup qualifiers are simple. I'll miss the Hex. I'll miss the Octo, but it's different, you know. But I guess since the Octo had so much room for error, or the Hex had so much room for error, that's what made it cool. Now with the new World Cup format, I don't think CONCACAF will be straight back down to 3 in 2020 and 2030. I think we'll get 4 or 5 teams, or 4 teams or something before the playoff. Or maybe we still get like 5 spots. So U.S., Canada, Mexico would have to qualify, but there's still some room, and then into the playoff tournament. European qualifiers are a joke, but I think the CONCACAF qualifier new version looks nice. Maybe there's some new before 2030. I don't know, but not going to get too used to it, but I was the World Cup. It was during the World Cup. He was in Qatar. That Jamaican kit looks good, though. Yeah, it does. It does. I like both their yellow and their black kits. I wonder if they're going to be wearing those for Copa or they're going to change. But it seems like U.S., Canada, and Mexico, if they were going to change their kits, Jamaica, they would have changed them already because Canada already has their new kit. USA already has their new kit. They've been wearing it. Mexico already has their new set. Jamaica does not. So they're going to the Copa. They're here. So it makes you wonder, did Adidas forget about Jamaica and Costa Rica? Or do they really care and they just want it to be out for the Copa? Either way, yeah, I think Adidas put everything out. Thoughts on the Italy victory in New Jersey? Good. I'm happy about it. That's what should have happened. I'd have been very sad if Italy had lost in New Jersey. If they lost in New Jersey, they would have brought shame to all the Italian Americans and Canadians who went down there. So they got it done. I'm happy. I'm happy. You can't be Italy and lose in New Jersey, or you can't do that. Or if they went to Toronto, you can't do that either. How many teams do you think should be in the World Cup? Header. I think the 32 was perfect, but at this point, I think 32 teams was perfect. But at this point, it's not about what we think. I'm interested to see how 2026 runs before anything else. We'll find out, though. I'm not too sold on the new format. I think 32 was perfect. $24 is not enough worldwide. Just because 24 is perfect for the Euros does not mean 24 is perfect for the World Cup. Okay? Like, oh, by the way, they're expanding. I think they're expanding the Euros soon as well. So that sucks. Because let's just look at it like this, right? When you expand the Euros, it's just like the World Cup. 32 European teams is too many. When you give San Marino basically, well, I don't think they will, but let's just say, if with this 32-team format, San Marino makes the Euros, this ain't against San Marino, but that's just saying you weaken the tournament. You have put so many weaker players or teams in that tournament to make more money. Euros should be 16 teams at that point then. No. 24 is perfect. 24 is perfect for the Euros. 32 is too much. 24 is perfect for the Euros. Now you could say, now maybe your argument is even with 24 teams, there's some teams that shouldn't be there. And you know what? Maybe I agree. But like Turkey last time. Ugh. Turkey, the dark horse. Guess what? Turkey's a dark horse, my ass. Did you see what happened? Oh, yeah, we all did. But I think 36 is definitely pushing it. Or, yeah, 32 is definitely pushing it. So, the 16th minute, 0-0. I think 32 is pushing it at the Euros. I really do. You can't have more than 10 at Cope. Well, I guess you can because we're doing a 16-team tournament. But if you're just doing Central American only, South American only, it's 10 teams. It's always been, unless there's guests. Like now, in the Centenario, which people argue that the Centenario wasn't a true Copa America. I think, like it was just, like it's not canon. Like people argue Centenario isn't canon. Not that it matters to me. Canada didn't make that one. Right now, Argentina, Uruguay, I think Argentina and Uruguay will be in the final. I think Argentina wins. I don't think Brazil makes the final. I don't think USA makes the final. Certainly don't think Mexico does. Canada, if they have a real manager, I think they have a shout. If Berhalter got fired, I think the USA would have a shout. If Santi would start being played for Mexico, they have a shout. But right now, I'm gonna go with Argentina, Uruguay, the two best South American teams right now, and I got Argentina winning. I agree. 32 teams in the Euros is too much. Like, if you're giving Vatican City a chance to qualify more than a better chance to qualify, I think you have problems. I mean, 32 teams. I mean, San Marino, arguably, Ireland's going to make it. I know that much. Probably both Northern and Republic of Ireland. Shot. What a save. What a clear off the line. Jamaica nearly scored. Yep, Shamar missed it. Well, it was cleared off the line. I wouldn't say that's a miss. Like a miss, that's disingenuous. That was a good save off the line. That was a really good save off the line. Still 0-0. Said it was settled 19th minute. Shamar. AC Milan should beat Man City in the Bronx. I hope so. Corner for Jamaica. I hope so. Cross. Header. Cleared. Jamaica's starting to settle in. That's the good news. The bad news is Panama's still the better team. Played in. Chance shot. Blocked. Jamaica blocked away. Wouldn't surprise me if they allow either AFC, CONCACAF, or CONMEBOL teams in the Euros soon. Man, if Canada was in the Euros, I would legitimately, or Japan, I guess, but man, if they put Canada in the Euros, man, I'd be over the moon. Considering Euros years they're off, except, well, first, of course, for 2021, but that was a special case. If Brazil's falling off like I think they are, they can. Toronto, Forge, Chelsea. Yeah. Nope. Not that I've heard. Wouldn't it be funny if they gave Miami and Al Nassr invite? Not that Miami. Oh my God! Just imagine how bad Miami would do in the UEFA Champions League. Just imagine. Just imagine. Just imagine. Like, just imagine. Noah Allen would be turned into mush by even Copenhagen. It'd be funny as hell. I'd be like, yeah. That would be some fun stuff to watch. That'd be some fun stuff to watch. Tactically, they need to work on tactics. I agree with that. That's why, like, guys like Hall Grimson and Christensen and Herdman were good for this federation. But yeah, tactics they need to work on. They need to work more on good recovery for players, more good physiotherapy, especially some teams. Refereeing, I think we need to work on the refereeing in countries. Stuff like that. That should be the last straw of the scab refs. I heard the scab refs really fucked up the game. I didn't hear anything about match fixing, but I really heard about, unless you talk about the scab refs, but I heard the scab refs legitimately fucked up the game. Like, it was bad. Like, messing up ain't the right word. Like, fucked up is the word. They absolutely fucked that shit up. Now, that I heard. I didn't hear about match fixing, but I heard the refs were absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. Probably not. Nice. Hope the PSRA and Pro could agree to a deal in their meetings this week. Replacements got to go. Well, I think PSRA and Pro and MLS agreed to a deal in principle before this weekend. I think that definitely is going to get sped up if it's taken. It's going to be taken to a vote, but I think definitely if the agreement's good enough, or maybe PSRA's like, yeah, we saw what happened last weekend. We're going to change this deal a little bit. We got you bent over a barrel. We're going to make a couple of changes, then we'll take it to a vote. Take it to a vote. We take it to a vote. So, I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see. It's very interesting. Like, I think that's your failed Mary. I think what happened with Columbus and Charlotte, that's your failed Mary. There's got to be. If only it happened in Miami. Oh. There is absolutely no way that pro refs will be striking again, or not again, but after this, after that. There's no way. They got to be back. Good afternoon. See, though, the thing about that is, though, it's weird because Suriname is great tactically. I think their tactics are good. I think Aaron Venter learned from his situations in Toronto. I would do a big hail, praying for your family, sending prayers to your family, thinking about you. Pro refs have been in charge of USL and NWSL games. They've been running smoothly. That is a good point. Because they did not lock out from USL and NWSL, and they're still running smoothly. Oh, and by the way, CONCACAF games still have pro refs sometimes, and guess what? Those have been running smoothly too. The only place we're seeing scabs is in MLS, and guess what? It's horrible. 27th minute, 0-0, settle. Like, overall, scabs have been horrible. If you were Jimmy and you were the coach of the USMNT, not if you were Greg, but you were the USMNT coach, what would your message be to Mexico and the USMNT heading into the match tonight? If I was Jimmy, I'd be like, Mexico, we cannot lose our heads like we did 10 months ago. Okay? We've been embarrassed twice. Actually, no, we've been embarrassed every time since 2019. We stepped on the pitch with these guys. And for some reason, I don't quite understand it. We're facing an idiot of a manager in Greg Berhalter. A guy who doesn't know tactics to save his own ass. His players are very talented. That is true. His players are very talented. This is true. But we have better tactics. Do not let the moment destroy you. Okay? You've let that happen before. We can beat them. We can beat them. We have to play our game. We have to keep our heads. We have to keep our heads. We can play our game. Other than that, we gotta prove that we still have a chance, that we can still beat them. Now, if I was the USMNT manager, I'd be like, Gio, you're starting. We're going to ram that ball down their throats. We're going to keep the ball in the offensive end. We're going to keep playing it around. They have no teeth offensively because they're not going to start Santi Jimenez. Julian Quiñones is half hurt. They have no attacking teeth. They don't. Let's keep the ball. Let's keep possession. Put it forward. Put it into the final third. And let Gio Reyna do his damage. Simple as. Whoever's at the end of that ball, whether that be Haji, whether that be Ricardo, whether that be Falarin, whether that be Balogun, whether that be Pulisic, whoever's on the end of that ball, put that damn thing in the net. So, it's pretty simple. And the once you get them behind, they're going to absolutely lash out. We've seen this before. We have seen this before. Once you get them behind, once you knock them down, they're going to get more desperate. They're going to get more angry. They're going to get more desperate. They're going to get more angry. They're going to get more feisty. And once that happens, the game's ours. So the plan is, let Gio cook, create chaos, and we win, as we have for the past 5 years. That's what we do. Keep the ball, let Gio cook, create chaos. That's simple. It hasn't failed us now. It hasn't failed us now. And no, I wouldn't start Tyler Adams either. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Dude's on a minutes restriction. They're going to start him. No. He's good, but they still have Johnny Cardoso. They still have Musa. Free kick for Panama, 31st minute. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know why Jimmy hates him. Makes no sense to me. Free kick taken. Or will be taken. Takes it short to the top of the box. Shot off the post, off the crossbar. Yep. I'll take that out, the half. This is true. Johnny. Here's Johnny. Third minute. Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. Ugh. There we go. Third minute, 0-0, settle. I think it's straight to penalties after 90. I did too, but sadly enough, the Timbers just didn't do enough last night. That's life, though, I guess. I mean, I guess that's life, but, you know, Cushing dropped the ball yesterday. Are we shocked at this point? Are we really shocked? No. Throw in 34th minute. There we go. Oh, 35th minute. But yeah, of course, Cushing dropped the ball. Thoughts on North Korea canceling their World Cup qualifier match against Japan on Pyongyang on Tuesday due to Japan's strep throat outbreak? That's life. I mean, it is what I think it's true, but you know, you said it was more of a diplomatic reasons. I thought it was what it was, but you know, such is life. How we doing, Henry? I mean, nope. You don't want to mess with strep. That's all I'm gonna say. You don't want to mess with strep. You don't want to mess with strep. Free kick for Panama. Especially a strain that could create strep toxic shock syndrome. Yeah, that's a thing, by the way. Best of the post. 1-4 NYCFC, please fire this man. And somehow Toronto's the team who gave you your win. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I would say so. 36th minute. I would say Honduras, probably. If any team were to pull out, I think Honduras would end up being in there. They were closer to winning their game. I would think they'd let the Honduras in there, in my opinion. They were closer than Trinidad. Ugh. 36th minute. San Marino tied a game. Did they win, though? But did they win, though? All right. That's good. All right. Pretty much a win for them because they always lose. That's fair. 38th minute. That's fair. 38th minute. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get this one going. How we doing, Robert? How do you think San Marino, how good do you think San Marino will become if they had John Herdman as their coach? They probably would be very good. They would punch above their weight, but don't you dare say that John Herdman, don't you dare say John Herdman would leave Toronto. Don't do that to me. I don't need to hear that, man. John Herdman left Toronto. That would be so painful, dude. That'd be hell. That would be hell. Especially if they replaced him with a dumbass. Now, if they replaced him with a certain pirate, you know, I think we'd be fine. I think we'd be fine. The question is, if they replaced him with a certain pirate, I think we'd be fine. But other than that, I don't think there's anybody who could actually lead this team great. I said a John Herdman, not John Herdman. But there isn't. I ain't coaching San Marino. He's the pirate. What did you think? 39th minute. I don't think there's anybody else like. There's only a couple of people who are managers like John Herdman. I don't think there's many more than two. San Marino's in trouble. I don't think he'd coach San Marino, and I definitely wouldn't coach San Marino because, well, actually, it's close to Italy, right? You know what? Maybe actually, now that I think about it, maybe. You know, my thing's sort of being a insurgent. You know, being the doing the things that people normally wouldn't do. That would hurt. Probably would have if Bakla was managing. See, like if I was a manager, I wouldn't want to manage in the Premier League. To be totally honest, I would not want to manage in the Premier League. Unless Wrexham called me up and said, hey, you want to manage us? I'll be like, yeah, I'll take you to a trophy. That would be the one where I'd do it. But like managing in the Premier League, Jamaica, playing forward, I would not want to manage in the Premier League. And honestly, Serie A I'd probably give more thought to, but really, I would only want to manage the Wrexham of Italy, which is Campobasso. Plays forward. Jamaica. Shot! Golazo! Goal! Goal! Dexter Lembixa scores 1-0. Jamaica against the run of play for most of the half. But Dexter Lembixa finds the goal in the 41st minute. What a shot, Dexter. What a banger of a shot by Dexter Lembixa in the 41st minute. 1-0. 1-0 Jamaica. Is Panama just bad? I mean, they're good. They were dominating this game, and Jamaica still scored against the run of play. I think Jamaica's starting to wake up. That's the best thing I've said in Ryan's stream. The Stu Holden beta, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. This is the thing with Jamaica, right? They look so shit uninspiring. They pull something out of their ass. Yeah, that's a good point. Hell, they almost won the semifinal that way. I wouldn't say they looked like ass. They played a good game, but they did pull something out of their ass to have the lead for 95 minutes and then proceed to lose out on an away goal. Oh, interesting. Bronze medal incoming. Is that why I said Rubin's unlucky? Is he watching the Venezuela-Guatemala game as well? Rubin. Didn't Rubin get hurt? Or am I seeing things? Hold on. Could have sworn Rubio Rubin. Oh, he got loaned to Carataro. That's what happened. Okay. Rubio Rubin to Querétaro. Oh, we may say him at the Leagues Cup. Interesting. Did Jamaica get a new kit? No. No, they're still wearing their Gold Cup era kits. Oh, he got injured last summer. That's what it was. Saw the Leon Bailey interview? Yep. I think he only did that because he thought he was bigger than the team, and he was like, oh, I got suspended for breaking curfew. Well, I'm going to talk shit. I'm not bigger than the team. I'm going to talk shit. That's why he did it. I don't think he ever would have said anything had the suspension not happened. That's just my hunch. Because he knows he was wrong. He just didn't realize he wasn't bigger than the team. Corner for Panama. Hagen needs to start at Columbus or transfer to another MLS team where he will. Yeah, here's the problem, though. They already got Patrick Schulte. Now, the question, if Connor's still here, I don't know if he is, but Hagen might have been brought in with the intention of knowing Patrick Schulte was getting sold in the summer. And it's possible that's the case. Because I've heard rumors. I don't know. I think Connor can corroborate those. I've heard that Arsenal is looking into Schulte this summer. There's other teams looking into Schulte this summer. I don't think he lasts in Columbus past the summer or even the winter. I think Hagen knows by at least next April or next February he will be starting for Columbus. I think that's why he went there. He knows he might be a backup for a half a year or a full year, but I think we all know that he's going to be starting there 1 minute of stoppage time by next February. So, possibly July. August, but most likely next February. Well, he recently started getting better. He recently actually started putting the team on his back. Here's the problem. That's only been about, the last year? I think Leon just ruined his national team career. Let's be honest. If I'm being honest, I think he ruined his national team career. I don't think Hallgrimsson is going to bring him back. I think Hallgrimsson is going to be like, you only just started playing well for Jamaica. You've only just started to put the nation on your back, and I got a lot of good players that could play over you. Halftime. 1-0, Jamaica. 1-0. Medio tiempo. Well, that's also true as well. So he'll still start over the summer. Now, the question is does he keep starting or does he stop starting when Schulte comes back? Now, the question is, if he comes back, is my point. Because, again, in the summer, he could get a move outside of Columbus. But he definitely, that's also true. I almost forgot about that. But either way, Hagen will either be starting during the summer at Leagues Cup, during the Olympics, or if Schulte gets sold, he'll keep starting, but he will start at some point this summer as well. So, how did Brazil lose to Croatia? They did. Besides, their penalties weren't good enough. We'll take a short break at the half. Take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight. 1-0 Jamaica. Stats of the half. Nice. Ooh. Wolff, Maron. Okay, nope. USA might have a good chance as long as Gio Reyna plays. 3-2. I don't know whose birthday it is. It's not mine. My birthday was 2 months and 4 days ago. Stats of the half. 43% possession to 57% possession. 7 shots to 3. 4 shots on goal to 1. 167 accurate passes, 80%. 245, 87%. 6 fouls to 5. 3 corners to 2. 7 shots to 3. 4 shots on goal to 1. We got 208 passes to 283, 80% pass accuracy to 87. We got 5 throws to 10, 0 offside to 2, 1 yellow card to 0, 0 red card to 0, 1-0, 1-0, miro tiempo. Jamaica, they got 1 against the run of play. Panama, they were better in the half. They were better in the first half. Jamaica sort of started slow and mind broken. They looked questionable as the game went on, but they started to get better as the half proceeded to grow and get longer. And then, of course, But Jamaica gets a goal against the run of play, and they have the lead, even though they weren't the better team at the half. I think Panama are kicking themselves that they couldn't put their chances away, but Andre Blake made some big saves because when he's not playing for Philly, I guess he still can make big saves. So here we are. Jamaica's doing what they got to do. Second half's about to start in this third place match. Then, of course, we have the final at 8:15. Well, if you want me to. Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend, and I'll do what I must. No, I won't give in, oh so glorious. Until the end. Da, da, da. Wait, not that song is not in my register at all, but okay. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. That was absolutely horrible. Did not do that justice at all. That was horrible. Amazing. Well, I am Mr. Amazing, so that should be amazing, yes. If we get past Tigres, which we should, I expect Hagen to get some MLS starts. Schulte gets some rest for a little bit. Schulte hasn't put a foot wrong. Kept a couple of clean sheets. So good for him. You know what? Yeah, Hagen does deserve a couple of starts. And yeah, Schulte is just played. At some point, he should get some break. So you know what? Yeah, I think that's fair. But they got to get past Tigres first. And personally, I think they probably should rest him during MLS matches those weeks too. But second half should be starting very soon. HelloFresh commercials. You know what I mean? HelloFresh is pretty damn cool, or some like it is pretty cool. You know, I did do one of those like home chef recipes when I was in Nashville. Like that shrimp campanelle pasta. It was some good stuff. It was like a type of meal that HelloFresh would do. Second half's about to start. Lembixa is out, the goal scorer. He's out on the pitch, I should say, not being replaced. Second half, HelloFresh is good. Second half about to start. Nashville got hammered without Schaffelberg, yeah. But guess what Schaffelberg did? Sent Canada to the Copa. Second half about to start. Need some Beats headphones so I can block out noise. I saw Herc has some too. Schaffelberg's always underrated. He should go to the Copa is my point. I think it would be sad if Schaffelberg didn't make the Copa roster because I think it's unfair. I would think it's unfair. Like, personally, if a player sends a team to a big international tournament, I personally think you should be there. If you're the reason why they're there, you should be there when the big tournament starts. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know what you think, but we're off in the second half. Jamaica up, second half, up 1-0. Jamaica, 45th minute. Like, I think that makes sense, though, personally. Like, Schaffelberg's the one who sent Canada to the Copa. He earned that spot. He should go. Schaffelberg's the best player on Canada. Honestly, I think that's a bit... he's good, but Stachio's better. Here's the thing. I think Schaffelberg's the most fearless player. Like, we do have good forwards. Very good forwards. But they're not as fearless as Schaffelberg. Like, Schaffelberg legitimately will just burn up the wing and take a shot. He will, like, unleash a shot. I don't think Davies doesn't do that. David doesn't do that. Laren doesn't do that. They're more calculated. Schaffelberg, on the other hand, if he thinks he has a chance to take a shot, he takes a vicious shot, you know? And that's made some good things for his teams for the past, since he's really broken out. Look at the Canada-USA Gold Cup game. He had us in the lead. You know why? Because he has a violent shot. He took that shot. Nobody would have thought that goal would have went in, that Schaffelberg shot, that second goal of the Gold Cup. But he took the shot. He said, screw it. We got to do something to at least win this game. And in the end, at least we got the penalties because of it, but he took that shot. He wasn't afraid to take it. The own goal in the Champions Cup for Nashville, he took the shot. It was a violent shot, got deflected in because he tries to make his own luck. And you know what? I got to respect that. Davies, I mean, yeah, the Panama goal where he dispossessed the defender and took it basically halfway down the pitch and just did it all himself. Yeah, similar, but you don't see that enough out of Davies. Schaffelberg, yeah, he could shoot, play with both feet, but Schaffelberg's not afraid. Like, David Larum won it perfectly. Schaffelberg's just like, I'm going to do what I got to do. Is it perfect? No. Is it the right situation? Probably not. But no risk it, no biscuit, you know? That's the thing I like about Schaffelberg. I think he has a mentality as to where he wants to win. Like, Schaffelberg wants to win. And if he's the guy who has to make the team win, so damn be it. I'm not saying you should be selfish with the ball, but if the ball's on your feet and you think, you know what, I can make this shot. If I give it enough pace, if I give it enough curl, give it enough pace, I'm going to score. That's the mentality Jacob has. He's like, yeah, I think I could do this. He's like, if I don't, so be it. Jamaica always scores rifle goals. I like that. I agree. Yesterday, when Davis had a clear shot on goal, he wouldn't shoot with his right foot, moved it to the right foot, shot blocked. Exactly. And another thing about Schaffelberg is the thing about Toronto the past 2 years that really pissed me off, not really with Herdman, but before Herdman, was the fact that Toronto had good chances outside of the box. But they always tried to walk the ball in, right? Even the Italians tried to walk the ball in, tried to get a better chance than what they even had, which was honestly hard to do. Again, another situation we're talking about. They wanted it to be perfect. They wanted the perfect chance. And that's why we didn't score many goals over the past 2 years. If we kept Jacob Schaffelberg, I think our goal output would have been better last year and in 2022. See, so you do, eh? So you do, eh? Okay. Plays forward. Blake. Ooh. But again, (1-0) Jamaica. You know, Schaff's good because Bradley traded him. Or, yeah, you're probably right. I thought he would be good with Toronto, but all he had to do was be played in the midfield. It was pretty obvious. I think he just wasn't an outside back at that point. Or even a winger. I think he was more of a center midfielder, which is exactly, or an advanced midfielder. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what Nashville did. See, Bradley tried to make him an outside back because we lost Richie Larea. Yeah. Which is funny because you know who we had as a trialist at that point in time during that preseason? Demio Vader for Sacramento Republic, who played for Union Omaha before. Good player, Demio Vader. Very good player. He's like, you know what? We'll just have Schaff play that position. I thought Schaffelberg was good in 2021. I really did. I thought he was one of the more bright spots of the team when he was playing on the wing. Bradley's like, I agree that he was a bright spot, but I'm going to drop him back. You still had half a season without Insigne. You could have played him on the wing for half a season and then see what you could do. Oh, by the way, he could have easily played in the midfield because you got rid of Pozuelo. So when it came down to it, free kick for Jamaica blocked away. I think he got screwed over. Thorns home opener underway. If either Mexico or USMNT wins tonight, what would it mean for Mexico and the USMNT? For the USMNT, it just means more domination over Mexico. A three-peat. I don't think I've ever seen a CONCACAF three-peat in any competition in my life. It's always changing hands. You know, the title's always hot potatoing, you know. I don't think I've ever seen a two-peat, let alone a three-peat. If they get a three-peat and they're still the only team to win the Nations League going into the fourth Nations League this fall and next spring, I'm not saying the USMNT are unbeatable, because they're beatable. What I am saying is that this is different gravy. Now, Mexico, on the other hand, it's a little bit of redemption. It's a light out of the end of the tunnel situation. It's a Mexico is starting to truly be back situation. It's a situation of Jimmy Lozano is the guy. We figured that, but people are starting to question Jimmy Lozano after that Honduras tie. I think that's unfair. I don't think he's got great players on paper. I think he's trying to get the best out of these players that he's got, especially if a guy like Santi and Quinones isn't playing. But Jimmy definitely makes Mexico look better. He definitely papers over cracks at times, and even then you can't. You're not perfect. But I think it's a fact of Mexico starting to get back to where they were pre-Tata Martino if they win the Nations League. So it means more for Mexico than it does for the U.S. If Schaff played for Hajduk Split, his career would skyrocket. I would agree with that. CONCACAF using pro rest for this games. Today, yes. Or this third place, yes. I think since it's USA versus Mexico, I'm guessing not for the final. But we'll see. I thought Quinones was going to play after all. Seems like he's actually out injured. He actually is out injured. We've had both sides of the coin being reported on this chat. So we'll find out when they actually show the 11s, but 55th minute. I also just heard news that he was out. So, that's what I heard. It's not a good thing. 55th minute. Mexico does win. What would it mean for the USMNT? The USMNT blew the game. The USMNT, I don't think it hurts their standing. That's the problem. But Mexico can beat the USMNT. That Mexico are not being left behind in this rivalry. That's exactly my feeling here with regards to the rivalry. I mean, the rivalry is already red hot, and the U.S. has been beating them every time since 2019. I can't imagine. I bet Mexico would feel a lot of relief if they won. That's what I think with regards to the rivalry. Mexico would feel a lot of relief, I think. And they'd still probably be angsty. I mean, who are we kidding? But they'd be like, okay, finally, we at least got one back. We got one over on them. We're not trophyless in this tournament, which I think that definitely hurts their mentality. I think, again, Mexico still sees themselves historically second in CONCACAF at the very least. 1A, 1B. Let's put it like that. Second sounds disrespectful. But that there's still the power in this nation or this confederation, right? And if they don't have this trophy, if they don't have a version of this trophy in their trophy case, they feel empty, right? They should have a Nations League trophy, right? Like, the fact that they haven't won one of the two that's been played for already, and we'll see what happens tonight. I think they feel a little bit better if they have one of the three that has been handed out. They go into next Nations League as champions. Like, Mexico, when did they unveil the trophy? That's how long I'll say it was vacant. The U.S. have been reigning, defending, undisputed CONCACAF Nations League champions for 2021, 22, 23, 3 years and 10 months now, right? 21, 22, 22, 23, or 2 years and 10 months now. If they win this one, it's going to get to at least 3 years and 10 months. Almost a full 4 years. Mexico wins. USMNT fans will want Berhalter's head. They still want his head even if they won. Let's be honest. Who are we kidding? 60th minute. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? They still want his head. On a plate. They still want his head on a platter. Who are we kidding? And I don't disagree. Don't get me wrong. I think they should want his head on a platter. Speaking of Nations League, should Asia and AFCON have their Nations League as well? You know what? Yeah, I think so. I think that would be... It seems like Asia and Africa, though, their World Cup qualifiers, basically, as soon as a World Cup's over, their World Cup qualifiers start again. So their Nations Leagues will only happen every 4 years. I think it'd be very hard for them to have a Nations League. Should they have a Nations League? Shot! What a save off the crossbar. Yes. Will they, though? No, it's very hard. Sophia Smith is flying out the gate. Good. There will be one more Nations League before the next World Cup, though. The 2024-25 CONCACAF Nations League. Because most of the CONCACAF nations, Leafs are losing to the Hurricanes. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You know what? I know it won't happen, but they should have Paul Heyman announce the USMNT tonight. They should. The reigning, defending, undisputed. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hold on. No, Roman Reigns is still held the Universal title longer than the USA's won the CONCACAF Nations League the first time. It's getting there, though. Are the Hurricanes using a Zamboni goalie? If Mexico wins, Tack will be pissed. Every U.S. fan will be pissed. Hold on. You made me do this. So if anybody hears like, what the hell, you made me do this. The Leafs lost to a 42-year-old Zamboni driver who works for them. It's for, well, that's even worse. He used to play for us. Well, no, it's not even worse, but Steve Dangle Classic. Well, I felt the same way, so. Some of the people who have lived down here are all like, we're saying we're due for a big hurricane sooner than later. Yeah, you probably are. I'll watch out for you, though. I said this to somebody else. One of my friends. One of my friends who lives in Florida, I told him, hey, I'll be watching out for you. If I see anything on the models or the forecast models, the Euro, the GFS that's coming y'all's way, I'll give you first heads up. And then I'll track whatever's happening for you. So same goes for you, I guess. Same goes for you. I'll pay attention. I'll pay attention to the eastern seaboard for you. I mean, if I can track hurricanes, why not? You know, why not use that skill to help other people that I know live in hurricane-prone areas? My friends. So, you know what? Might as well. I don't think it'll be a rant. I really don't think it'll be a rant. I don't think it'll be a rant. That's still pretty close. That's still evacuation zone, especially if it's a Cat 3, Cat 4. That's still probably mandatory evacuation zone. Probably. 9 miles ain't nothing. 9 miles is not nothing. No, that's like, dude, I could probably, if there's a big storm, I'll send you storm surge maps, warning maps. Yeah, you're still pretty damn close for comfort, especially if it's a Cat 3 or Cat 4, and it holds that strength, which this year it can because it looks like it'll be a hyperactive season. So, yeah, you think, but no. You think, but no. The one that hit Florida is a Cat 3 in the fall, hit us as a Cat 1, all wind and rain, died down to a tropical storm a few hours later. Yeah, but that's because it went through Florida, then hit y'all, Idalia. Most of its strength went into the Big Bend of Florida. It wasn't over the water that much as a stronger storm to hit you with a storm surge, and it hit you from this sort of way, moving like northeast. So the flow, the onshore flow wasn't as bad as it is coming straight in. Now that's the good news. I mean, you still have rip currents, but the good news is if it's a coast hugger or comes in northeast and not directly, which normally that's what happens with the East Coast. I mean, there's also was Hurricane Isabel, but you know, normally you don't see that sort of track to where it comes eastward into North Carolina and South Carolina. It normally doesn't do that. Now, it's very rare, Hurricane Isabel. It's very rare. It can happen. Normally, they're coast huggers. Normally. For the Outer Banks and stuff like that. For the East Coast. But there can be storms like Hurricane Isabel again. I would very much research that one. If you think you're due for a big one, which I wouldn't be surprised, I'd probably say you're right. I would research Hurricane Isabel. If it's coming that way, that's probably what I would do, personally. There's still a lot of coverage from it on YouTube, and there's a lot written about it, so. Yeah, but that was more for Florida. You know, North Carolina, I mean, of course, the Weather Channel is going to doom and gloom it. Let's be honest. They haven't, ever since Katrina, which rightfully was doom and gloom because Katrina was a bad storm. That was the storm of the century. Up to that point, like Katrina deserved the doom and gloom. Let's be honest, it did. Ever since then, they saw the ratings and they're like, oh, so if we overhype every storm, that's good for us. Now everything's in red mode. Oh, and remember in 2006, which was a weak season, cross in from Panama, 2006, they went into storm alert for 2 tropical storms, Alberto and Ernesto. One of those, I think actually both of them hit the Carolina coast as well during their durations. Yeah, they went into storm alert for 2 tropical storms that didn't even get past 70-mile-per-hour winds. They did. No joke, in 2006. Which that was a weak season. Don't get me wrong. They had new graphics and all. They wanted to show off the graphics, didn't they? 2 of them. They shouldn't have. Then 2007, there were no storm alert storms because thankfully, I mean, they did do a lot of coverage for Hurricane Dean, but that hit Mexico, so they couldn't go into storm alert for it. Humberto, they didn't go into storm alert for because that was so quick. Like, that came up so quickly. They had no time to do it. 2008, they went into storm alert for Ike and Gustav, which those were category 2s and 3s. That deserved it. I think the way those storms went, I think Gustav did weaken, but that storm deserves storm alert, at least what it looked like 24 hours before landfall. Ike was so big that it deserves storm alert for Galveston. Then they never did storm alert again, at least in name. Then they went to red mode. So that's basically storm alert now is red mode. But they go into red mode for everything. Like everything. Like even severe weather they go into red mode for. Winter storms they go into red mode for. They know what they're doing. They name the winter storms. See, Katrina changed the Weather Channel. Not in the way of, not in the way of the way the channel was. See, when the channel got worse was when NBC bought it and started doing a lot more long-form programming instead of weather forecasting. But you see, when Katrina happened, they looked at the ratings for that storm alert. Because that storm, like that was doom and gloom. They start spreading doom and gloom for every storm now. It took a couple of years to get there. But, like, it was pretty obvious when Alberto and Ernesto happened that it was like, oh, yeah, maybe Katrina changed something with the Weather Channel. But the forecasting part of the channel over the years was still pretty good. I still like the hurricane coverage. I still watch it, even if they do doom and gloom. But the long-form programming is what really pissed me off. It's called the Weather Channel. What the hell does prospectors have to do with the weather? Now, storm stories, fine. I'm good with that. Because it's stories about storms that happened that they did cover or would have covered when they were around back then. So that's fine. That's fine. But then you do prospectors. What the hell does that have to do with weather? You do freaking some sort of Deadliest Catch ripoff. Again, what does that have to do with weather? Flicking a forecast. Do we not remember that? And sometimes it wasn't even a weather-based movie. It was a movie. They stopped doing that pretty quickly, though. I think after a big severe weather outbreak happened, they were still playing the movie during the weather outbreak in that certain area. I think it was Greensburg, right? Either way, they stopped that one quickly. Mayday air disaster. What does that have to do with weather? I'm not going to lie. I sort of like Highway Through Hell and Heavy Rescue 401 only because that was made in Ontario. I will not shit on those shows. I'm very hypocritical there. I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm very hypocritical there. Should they be on the channel? No, but I'm not going to shit on shows that were made in Ontario. That's hypocritical, I know. I know. But they did lower the hours of long-form programming over the years. So you know what? Since Byron Allen's bought the network, so it's not like it's half and half or maybe even more long-form programming. They've started to... And if there is a storm going on, like a hurricane, they go 24 hours. And if not, they're still like a nightlight type of coverage. So you know what? I can't complain. They brought back Ray Stagich. They brought back Ray Stagich. That's exactly. There we go. And Warren Madden, too. I think they brought both of them back. Especially on those later hours. So it's like, okay, all right, there we go. That's better. That's better. That's better. That's better. Mike Seidel's still there. Bettis is still there. Cantori, of course, is still there. Abrams is still there. I think they brought Julie Martin back a couple of times too. I think so. '73rd minute. But again, '73rd minute, 1-0 Jamaica. Speaking of weather and Columbus, I'm sending my prayers to the people in Ohio and Indiana who were affected by the strong tornadoes. When that weather outbreak happened last week, the Thursday before the international break. Yep. The one where I didn't do the New England game. Yeah, that same day, that same storm system went through Ohio and Indiana. Synoptically, dropped some really strong tornadoes. Nobody expected it. The SBC definitely underperformed their forecast there. They overperformed it here. They underperformed it over there. But it's sending my prayers to the people affected by those tornadoes and those strong storms. It's sad to see. Hopefully they build back better. And also, it's been a year since Rolling Fork in Amory, Mississippi. So that's sad as well. Rolling Fork is starting to build back as well. Luckily. I heard about Drake Bell. It's sad. It's very sad. A lot of what's happened in his life since Drake and Josh makes a lot of sense now. Like, it all adds up. But yeah, it's sad. I've always been a fan of Drake Bell. I've always been a fan of Drake and Josh. It's sad to see what he went through. And it's sad to honestly think a lot of the things I grew up watching in my childhood, all these actors and actresses, these shows were bad for them. That were bad for their lives and led them down a bad path. Like Amanda Bynes, Leon Frierson, Brian Hearn, Kyle Sullivan, Jeanette McCurdy, of course, but we knew about that already. Possibly. Yeah, we won't go with possiblies. That's not right, but it's sad to see. Right? It's definitely sad. So if you watch that documentary Quiet on Set, prepare to have your childhood ruined. It's sad. It's very sad. Especially if you were a kid who was more of a fan of all that, Drake and Josh, all that. It's sad. Yeah, it does. And it's funny because growing up, I bet all of us younger people on this channel wanted to be child stars, wanted to be on those shows. Thank God that ship sailed. Rodriguez coming off for Diaz. Lenny's coming on for Panama as well. I think you know what? Maybe I hate to say it, I think everybody who grew up wanting to be on those shows dodged a bullet. because I think a lot of us around my age, us younger people on this channel, we wanted to be on those shows. We grew up like, damn, I wish that was I wish that was me. And then you watch this stuff and you're like, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing it wasn't me. You know, it's sad. And I'm sure Disney has a lot of stories as well. You know, I'm sure Disney has a lot of stories as well. They probably could do a part 2 about Disney if they wanted to. But it just sucks. Watching all the shows that I watched growing up. Like, of course, Figure It Out, Guts. I mean, a lot of these stars were on those shows as well. Figure It Out especially. The game shows, no, those weren't ruined at least. I guess Figure It Out could have been, considering most of these stars were on Figure It Out. But both versions. But Guts. And then you basically see that freaking Steven Hillenburg was taking shots at Dan Schneider through SpongeBob, like Dirty Dan. That was a shot at Dan Schneider. That's what they said, at least. Like, Steven Hillenburg knew what was going down, is what they were saying. But it's sad to see all those shows that we grew up watching and wanted to be part of, just behind the scenes were something nobody should have been a part of. It's sad. It's sad. And again, I'm sure Disney has some stories. CFOS coming on, and Karoy Anderson as well at the second for the subs. USA Mexico prediction. I'm going to go 3-1 USA. Probably. We just don't know. The OG, Three Stooges, Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy. Yep. Oh, I know. Andy Griffith as well. What about Andy Griffith? Not MASH. Gomer Pyle. Andy Griffith. I know. I've watched MeTV as well. I've watched the older stuff as well, too. I grew up watching the older stuff as well. Little House on the Prairie. Thanks to my Nana, I also grew up watching the older stuff as well. My Nana and Pop, I should say. Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke. The Rifleman. Bonanza. Yeah. I have affinity for Westerns. I do. Thanks to them. Yeah, we both did. We're happy yesterday. MASH, I don't think is as old. MASH isn't as old, but we'll put MASH in there. Alan Alda, and all of them. We'll put MASH in there as well. I agree with that. Toronto has looked good. I agree. 82nd minute. I agree. They've looked really good. I think they'll make the playoffs. We're only one win away from tying our number of wins from last year. All comps. We should at least get 10 wins, right? 15 wins, all comps? Probably. It would take a major disaster to only end up with 4 wins this year again. Even in the league, it would take a major disaster. 82nd minute, 1-0 Jamaica. Looks like they'll see this one out. I'm rooting for USA since Mexico doesn't value Santi Jimenez. Fair enough. Oh, well, we have to answer that question. It's been a while. Do you believe in Televisa Club America controlling the Mexico national team? Yes. I think Televisa, Orlegui, all those groups that own the teams in Liga MX control the national team and the FMF. Yes, I believe it. I believe it. What y'all know about the rifleman? I know about the rifleman. Dude, I was the one who brought it up. Dude, I was the one who brought it up. I know about the rifleman. I think Miami's problems are Tata. Without Messi, yeah, you can't save them from him. I think a lot of the people in that documentary, quad on set, were in the 90s as well. So I think it probably was worse than the 2000s, to be honest. 90s, early 2000s, I'm sure the same stuff happened a number of times. As you could attest, see. Bonanza the Rifleman, Tales of Wells Fargo, Laramie. What about Gunsmoke? Chuck Connors. Yeah. '84th minute. Lewis Morgan's 100% the best player on the Red Bulls. Yeah, you finally got him back. That's the good news. You know, the 4-0 win over Miami reminds me of the 4-0 win Red Bulls had against Toronto back in 2022. And Lewis Morgan had a hat trick in both. 84th minute. See? That's why I compared it. That's why I compared it. '84th minute. Cross in, header. I think we go straight to penalties if this is tied after 90. I think that's a difference. See, there we go. I remember that game too. It stuck in my brain for all the wrong reasons. Oh, yeah, Jesus Jimenez. Oh, yeah, it was 4-1. My bad. Jesus Jimenez scored. Yep. But Lewis Morgan still scored a hat trick. So we actually did better in Miami, turns out. Yeah, we got a goal from Jesus Jimenez. Yeah, I forgot. I was like, wait. Similar situation, but we got a goal by Jesus Jimenez, of course, yeah. Why is Cantor ducking? I was like, wait, Jesus Jimenez scored. There we go. Stevens on for Waterman, 86th minute. Hey, at least I remember who scored the goal. Aaron Long scored that game. Yeah, that was the worst part of it. Yeah, that was the worst part of it. The fact we got scored on by Aaron Long, that was the worst part of it. I wasn't mad about the hat trick. Lewis Morgan I've always rated him. I thought he was a good player. Always have. It was Aaron Long scoring. That pissed me off. That threw me for a loop. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you kidding me? Really? That was the worst part. I'm excited to see Monterrey versus Inter in Miami. Brandon Vasquez needs to go to Europe soon like the Eredivisie. Yeah, he ain't. Monterrey is not going to let him go. He's going to play at Monterrey for the rest of his career. He's going to be their new Funes Mori. Honestly, that might be better for him for the U.S. national team, though. 87th minute. It'll be their new Funes Mori. I don't know if that's a good thing. For him and the national team, yes. For the rest of us, no. Guess also good for Monterrey, but Miami won't have Messi in time against Monterrey. No, the reason they rested him for 2 straight games is so they have him. He was able to play against Nashville, don't you remember? The same injury flared up after that game. They left Messi out of their last 2 league games because of the Nashville tie. Or, wait, was it 3? 3. My bad. 3. And Argentina didn't call him up either. So, Jonathan Rodriguez scored his MLS debut. Yep, but the Timbers did not play that well. Besides, I would say they played well, but they just couldn't finish. It just wasn't their night. Cabecita could have got 2. I mean, Jonathan. I'm still not used to calling him his first name. Jonathan could have got 2. You know, could have got 2. Messi's good against Monterrey. He'll play. King coming on for Jamaica in the last couple of minutes. 88th minute. Messi should be able to play against Monterrey. I would be shocked if he didn't. For Damian Lowe, 89th minute. Is Panama just bad now? No. I think Jamaica just got the goal, and they've defended very well since the first half ended. And they haven't got scored. Well, they've defended very well the whole game, but they got a goal against the run of play, and they've just carried that damn thing. I think Panama and Jamaica are very similar. But managing-wise, tactics-wise, I think this is a very hard matchup. And I think I wouldn't have been – I think I picked Jamaica to win in this match. I'm not surprised it was a 1-0 win, but I picked them to win. 89th minute. But I think Panama's still good. I just thought this was a very tough match for both sides because they're very similar tactically and with a manager who knows tactics well. In Christensen and Hallgrimsson, I think this was always going to be a hard match. Are you going to any one of the Copa America games this summer? I want to go to Kansas City for one of the Canada games. Whether that's Argentina or Peru, I don't know, but I want to go to Kansas City. That's probably my most feasible situation. If that doesn't happen, I'm probably not. But I really want to go to Kansas City for one of those 2 games. If I could go to both, that would be great. But 5 minutes of stoppage time after 90 minutes. But if it's not Kansas City, it's probably watching them all here or on vacation somewhere else. That's possible. Or Leagues Cup on vacation somewhere else. That's possible. Seems... There's a game in Las Vegas for Mexico, USA. Tonight, no, they're still in Dallas. They're still at Jerry World. This is still at Jerry World. 4 minutes to go, throw in for Jamaica. They're still at Jerry World in Dallas. The stadium that Jerry Jones built. $140. Last time it was. Yeah, Jerry World also had a World Cup final. No. They almost did, but they chose to put it in the Dreadlands. The home of the New York Jets. And the Giants. The goddamn Jets and the stealing Giants. That's where the World Cup final will be held in 2026. The home of the goddamn Jets and the stealing Giants. Jets, suck. 2.5 minutes through stoppage time. That's halfway right. That's halfway. Sophia Smith, Jason Gotham defense, so many problems as per. I don't think Jerry Jones likes football or soccer, I guess in this case. You would say the word soccer. No, he just likes money. He's a ghoul who likes money. Which is funny because had he kept Jimmy Johnson, he probably would have made more money. So he honestly screwed himself over when he screwed over Jimmy Johnson and pushed him out. And Jimmy Johnson still loves the Cowboys. If you didn't see the playoff game when the Packers were beating the Cowboys, they asked Jimmy, what would you say? Jimmy Johnson. He still had a lot of spunk and vigor and care for the Cowboys. So Jerry Jones got rid of a coach who would have been a cowboy for life. Had he not pushed him out. And they would have won more Super Bowls. But what did Jerry Jones do? Shot! Side netting. New Jersey doesn't sound good for a World Cup final. I agree. Ovechkin might hit 30 goals anyway with his very slow start of the season. I'm not too shocked, to be honest. I'm not too shocked. 1 minute to go. Ovechkin still has it. Ovi still has it. Less than 1 minute to go. And then Ovechkin's going to have his record broken by Austin Matthews. And then Austin Matthews will break Ovechkin's record in about 10 years. Ovechkin won't even have that record for a decade. 20 seconds. Throw in. Fifth minute. Will they blow the final whistle? Lembixa goal in the 41st. And that might just be it. Still going over 5 minutes. Cousin's son in Croatia is getting married on June 22nd, going to Germany for Croatia's game against Italy on the 24th for his honeymoon. Okay, that sounds awesome. And I think very likely I'll be live for the Croatia versus Italy game on this channel. So I know where my bread is buttered, I have like two Copa games that day as well. Jamaica waiting for the final whistle to be blown. New Jersey sounds good for Red Bull fans. They don't even think it sounds good. That's why they have New York in their name. Well, same as the Jets and the Giants. 6 minutes. Short corner. Crossed. Throw in. I don't do that anymore. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. Throw in for Jamaica. Goal kick. And it's full time. Full time, 1-0 for Jamaica. Jamaica have won the third place medal at the CONCACAF Nations League. 1-0, 3 puesto, ganar Jamaica. With that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button. Hit that bell notification, subscribe, send some chats on live streams, comment on this video, put us in playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you within an hour. About an hour and 10 minutes. For the USA versus Mexico final. We'll be live for that, and we will review it. I'm going to be back for that. Come on. I will be back for the Mexico-USA game, man. It ain't much time for you to wait. Go eat dinner. Go eat dinner. Go play a video game. It ain't much long for you to wait. Before you know it, I'll be back. With that being said, congratulations, Jamaica. Commiserations, Panama. See you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace.